Welcome back to the channel, Living in Aurora. Jason Morris, eXp Realty here. Everything you ever wanted to know about Aurora, surrounding area, Denver metro area. Definitely more popular known for Denver, Colorado. But here to today we're going to talk about best places for families in Aurora. So we'll just dive right in. Okay, so you have a family with children, and you've been told you're moving to Denver metro area, Aurora, Colorado. Hi again, Jason with Living in Colorado, Living in Aurora, here to go over places that are good, specific areas, locations that maybe worth checking out if you have kids, all ages of kids. We'll start with the smaller ones, work our way up through the ages. So generally, it's just access to stuff. As we all know, those that have kids when they were little, you're really dragging them and all their stuff around. So being in a wagon, a stroller, any of those push type cart things. It's nice to have things close by that you can take the kids to. If you don't have a place that has it all, in your own backyard or in your house, you want to get out. The parks would be my number one thing, is to be close to parks. Aurora is filled with them, from little neighborhood, call them pocket parks, to a little bit bigger ones. Probably one of the biggest ones is Del Mar Park, a huge area. Also has a swimming pool and all of that. So that's my first thing, is to see how far parks are and can you be close to walking to them. Second, as I mentioned, it would be pools. A lot of our neighborhoods have pools. Condo developments have pools. Apartment complexes have pools. But that has been a bonus for us. We fortunately moved into a neighborhood that had a neighborhood pool when the kids were very young, and spent many a summer there. And luckily we could walk there. Didn't have to put everything in a car and drive somewhere. So while they're small, those are kind of the big things I would recommend. Also, a lot of churches have facilities for kids to play on, not only just while you're in service, but also access to walk over to and do that as well. In addition to that, elementary schools. I really like being close to our elementary school. It was great while the kids were growing up. We could walk there and use their facilities, use their park, their playgrounds, their grassy areas, kind of like small parks there to play catch, do whatever. And as the kids get older and start getting involved in more things, from choir to theater to sports, a lot of things are held at the local elementary schools. So being close to those really helps. So I wanted to zero in, like I mentioned, one of them was the Del Mar Park, which is right here. As you can tell, great big area here with some baseball fields, football fields, soccer fields, everything you want there. Sports courts, the pool, great area. They've done actually a lot of work on the Del Mar Park pool recently in the past couple of years to really make it a good place to be. So any of these homes that are on south of 6th Avenue, they have a little bit of a premium to them just for that location. Actually just inspected a home a couple blocks off here, and you can tell how values increase as you get closer to the park. And right south of there is this Highline Park. Kids have played a lot of baseball here. But again, it's just places to go that you can walk to, surrounded by condos and apartments. But again, a good one, Bicentennial Park. This is one that do a lot of Aurora. The city of Aurora does a lot of events at this park during different parts of the seasons. 4th of July is a big one there. As we go south, some of the other ones I wanted to point out, Mission Viejo, or Utah Park. This is one I grew up around. Lived over here, went to Overland High School, as mentioned in other videos. But again, it's a really good sized park. Sports courts, has an indoor pool. Here, a lot of people do events here, gatherings, birthday parties, that type of thing, inside the pool. Overland High School plays on this baseball field. And they just put in this softball field. But again, totally open to the public. Like all these neighborhoods here, I walked there to we'd set up volleyball nets and play. But a really good one there. And then further south of Mission Viejo Park is another one. A bunch of baseball fields, playground over here. And the elementary school is, just across the way. They have a path that walks through over to the elementary school. But as you can see, as you look at there's Hilltop Park. There's all kinds of parks all over, um, around middle schools, around any schools. Meadowwood Park. They have a recreation center in here. But that's kind of where I would suggest the first thing to do with the smaller kids is to have access, quick access, where you can walk to those parks, so you can get out and let them play on the playgrounds, run around, tire themselves out. Olympic Park, Wheel Park. As you can see, as you look around the Google Maps, a lot of parks. And actually, as you zoom out a little bit more, even in the area that Google Maps isn't updated, this Aurora Highlands that they're all developing, they're putting in little pocket parks in the new developments. One thing you also want to consider is other families that would have kids for your kids to play with. Generally speaking, newer developments will have that in them. So as we drive around and look at homes, look at neighborhoods, that's something we'll want to see that we can notice. Are there other families with smaller kids in the neighborhood close to these parks that you can interact with, have your kids play with as well? So again, those are kind of my key pieces, that elementary schools and parks are great places when the kids are a little younger. As they get older and start getting into those activities, after school activities, choir, theater, sports, whatever kids get into these days, as long as it's outside active. Aurora, again, being on the east side of Denver, has access to everything, from light rail to get downtown if they need to. But sports, our history has all been in kids sports. They all played things from soccer, baseball, football, basketball, track, anything and everything they wanted to try. Volleyball, we had them in there, and those are all kind of held at the local, early on, elementary schools and up to middle schools and high schools. And if you get into the travel, off-season travel type stuff, you go all over the state and out of state. But that just reemphasizes to be closer to the schools. As the kids get older, I really liked or wish that we were closer to our high school. It's not too far, but you still have to get in the car, take everything with you, then unpack at the school to get out to the field. So we go to Grandview a lot. That's our high school the kids all went to. And the nice thing about the high schools is just the facilities they have. So here's Grandview. So you got the tennis courts, baseball, track. If you get into running, kids get into running. If you don't want to go around the neighborhoods and run, any of the high schools have tracks on them. And the baseball fields, things you can do, throw, catch. Some of them have batting cages outside that you can, just use. And that's what's great about them, is the school district maintains them. You don't have to pay an HOA fee. It's already in your property taxes, and you can use those facilities. So I became a big fan of being somewhat close to the high schools. Show another one up here. Yeah, here's Eagle Crest High School. So you can see it's the same type of setup. You got tennis courts. Paddleball's been popular now, and those things. You got your track to run around. So you'll see people on weekends, they come from their house, walk in there, they'll go around the track. This one's nice because you have the high school track here and the middle school track here, baseball field back here. They do have batting cages as well. But every high school is set up that way in Aurora. have all those facilities, and yeah, you can just drive up to them and use them. So as the kids get older, that's something I wish we were actually closer to a high school, just for all the facilities that they have. A lot of them do have swimming pools inside of them, but those are inside, so they do get locked down. Some of the high schools have programs that you can buy into to get that access. So I'd encourage you to look into that if your kids get into swimming. But otherwise, there's all kinds of pools around in Aurora. I have some really good friends whose kids are into swimming, and yeah, they go into it. Goes year round. They're actually swimming right now, and we just got snow, so it's freezing outside right now. And then as they get older, start driving, then they're not too much in your house. If all our kids are older and driving, and don't see them very much anymore, but that's how life is. As they do get older, we actually have some really good things for kids from the mountains. So as they get to fifth grade, they have a fifth grade ski pass that allows them to visit a number of the resorts a couple times a year. The first pass for fifth graders is actually free. And then there is a sixth grade pass that you do have to pay a little bit for. It's very well worth it. So if you kids are into that, or you want to get them into skiing, snowboarding, for that, those are some great programs that the ski resorts have put together, and you'll get information from your elementary school. It's Denver Metro wide, so every elementary school has access to it. But definitely encourage you to do that. That's one of the things of knowing if people know you're from Denver, they'll always ask, did you go skiing? How's the skiing? How's the snow? But yeah, so those are some of the things. Again, Aurora has all that. The rec centers is another thing to look for. Is the rec center close enough by? One you could walk to. Two, the driving's not too far. Actually, anywhere in Aurora, there's a rec center that's not too far. As far as packing up the kids and their stuff and getting over there, and have programs for the kids to do while you go and do your own workout. But again, Aurora is a great place to grow up as I mentioned in previous videos. I grew up here. We moved here when I was in elementary school. Loved it. Like I mentioned, lived next to Utah Park. As I got into middle school and high school, used that more and more with the friends. But yeah, had a great experience here, and I know you and your family would like it as well. Again, any questions on anything Aurora, definitely reach out. You comment below, reach out to me directly, and look forward to hearing from you. Have a great week.